So this will expire at midnight, and I want the time zone to be, say, US time zone. And we can keep the text color as, say, white or whatsoever that we want to keep, and we can keep the background as, say, this pink color. Oh, I know, bad choice of colors. But yeah, so I can choose the colors like this. Excuse me. Yeah. So and then when the timer expires, you want this image to be replaced, or this timer to be replaced by a text which says timer expired. So you can choose from any of these two templates, and you can simply click on submit, and you'll get the code to place in your emails, and you'll know where to add, or you can simply get to know the element preview which you can place in your Gmail as well. Now with personalized images, what you can do is simply choose an image. So let's say I want to choose this particular image, and I can type in any text. Okay, so let's say I say, hey, you're my best subscriber, right? And I can choose to increase the size as well. Now let me just put it over here. I can change the text color, say I want to make it red. I can click save. Now, uh, now every autoresponder has got a personalization tag for the names. Okay, you can practically keep it emails. You can practically keep it the location or whatsoever. Now every email autoresponder is going to have their own types. So for example, get response I think keeps it like this, or I don't know if it's MailerLite or if it's MailChimp. But now this is a personalization tag that you see in your email autoresponder. You simply replace this F name with that personalization tag, and this image will automatically have your subscriber's name or the email or the location or whatsoever tag that you add over here be placed when you send this image out to. Now this is a part of like a personalized image. Now this looks really interesting because this is used by the top marketers out there. For example, Frank Kern and several others. He used this to actually 3x their clicks that they get from the emails by simply printing the name on an image for every email that they send out to. But that's like a really kick-ass technique. The next one is link preview cards. Now, what you saw as a problem is that when we were sending out links, what you would usually do is we would hyperlink them to the text. But what really happens is at times users do not get to know what are they clicking upon and where will they go when they click upon this. So you want to make it real, altogether in your email. So we came up with this idea of link preview cards, wherein the user gets kind of a snippet onto what he's going to see when he clicks on that email. So what you do is simply copy paste any link over here. Okay. Um, let me just go to perhaps any website. I'm sorry. Now I love this website totally, right? Right. So I'm just gonna be copying this link, and it can be practically any link, guys. So I simply copy this link, right? And I simply wait for the preview to load up. Now you see that this preview is loaded up totally. Okay, now what you can do is simply click on submit and copy this entire element preview over here in your emails. And when your user will click on anywhere on this card, here, or wherever, he'll be redirected to that particular link. But now your user knows what he's going to see, or at least the user has a gist of what he's going to see when he clicks on this snippet over here. So I click on submit and I have the code in place. Now that's like a boom, real fast thing. Moving to the next element, we have call to action buttons. Into text, you can practically write anything and say submit your offer here. You can click to redirect them to a URL. Let's say I want to send them to one of my URLs called letreach.com, and then you have an option to change the text color and the background color as well. All right, and then you can simply select the size. You can also select the border radius. I mostly keep my buttons rounded. I think that works better for me in terms of conversion. So you can simply keep them like here. I'm sorry. Yeah. So and on submit, you can just copy the code or copy the preview that you have. Okay. Coming to the next, in terms of footer widget. Now, if you ask me what essentially is a footer widget, if in your emails, you have a footer, obviously, right? When you add your signature. Now, just below the signature, what I suggest always everyone to do is I suggest them to kind of add a couple of lines which tells people about themselves. So it's like a marketing yourself forever thing. Always add a footer widget to your emails because it's like additional info for every email that you send out there, and that kind of really helps you out. So, for example, I'll show you a quick example. Okay. So now this is my other email address, alex.co. Okay, and then if you click on this, now you see that my signature is this, but then I have a footer widget which is like this: gamify your marketing with a new growth platform, and then I have a video just playing like forever, right? Now this works like really kick-ass because it gets me clicks for free every time with every email that I'm sending, because um, it's like marketing myself forever, right? But you don't have to now copy paste this every time when you go do this with every email that you send. You can simply make a footer widget and keep this with you forever. So you can just type in anything and you can practically use this full featured HTML builder, right? Build up your own widgets, click on submit, and you can use this practically in every email that you have. You wouldn't believe, I have a friend who I recommended this to use a couple of months back. This guy was adding a subscribe to my newsletter subscription um, on Messenger subscribe button in his footer widget. You wouldn't believe he has already gotten 3,800 plus Messenger subscriptions just by sending emails out all the time. Now that's like subscribers for free practically, right? He is increasing his follower base without doing anything extra. Now that's how powerful footer widgets are. It's like marketing yourself forever in every manner. The next is that we have is called signatures. Now you can choose the signatures as well. You would see that I have a picture of myself over here because I use this to create my signatures. So I can just write Vipul Garg, position, co-founder, LetX. I can write my email address as vipul@letx.co, and I can just simply choose to ignore my phone number because I don't want to be sending out my phone number to everyone at any point of time. And I can simply click on submit, and I will get the code to place it over here, and I can just add this any point of time to anyone. Okay, now that's what the signatures does. The second is social badges. Now that's a part of the engaging or growth elements. You can now add social badges to let people visit your social profiles as well and follow them up if they want to. So you can simply choose to say, hey, I want people to be going on my Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, or LinkedIn, and that's how people can actually go ahead and follow yourself up on all of the profiles that you have. Now, this is the preview that will show up in your emails. People can click on any of these icon buttons and be directed to your social media profiles. The next is social share button. This is again a very interesting thing. When you click on social share, what you can do is you can simply add any URL over here. And when people click on this particular share button, that particular content is going to be shared over Facebook or over Twitter or over Google Plus or Pinterest or LinkedIn. Now, this is again a very interesting thing. Both of these are practically used if you want to kind of let your people give an option to engage with you over social media as well, or grow your following over social media. The next one that we have is called self-destructing message. Now, this is a very interesting thing for me again. With self-destructing messages, you can really build up the real scarcity. No, nothing which is fake, it's a real scarcity. Now, what really happens when, we do not have a preview over here, but what really happens essentially is you send them a message, okay? Now, let's say I have an offer going on which is available for only next 2 hours. And I want my people to be able to actually look at my message only for the next 2 hours, okay? So let's say I have an offer which is available only for the next 2 hours. Use code WEBI to claim 10% off, okay? And then I can put in my expiry. So let's say I want to put expiry as 9th, okay? But I want to make this only 2 hours. So my time is presently roughly about 12 o'clock in the night, midnight. So I I make it like 2:17, and my time zone is plus 5:30. So let me just select 5:30 very quickly. Okay, plus 5:30. And I click on submit. Okay. Now what this does is it's going to show up a message in my email which will say I have an offer which is available only for the next 2 hours. Use code BABY to claim 10% off. Now everyone who receives my email and opens it before this particular date and time can read this message, like these particular 2 lines. Anyone who opens my email, or even if they reopen the email after this particular time, they're going to see a message that will say, hey, the message is expired, and they're going to see like a bomb exploding up. Now, a good part is the entire email is not deleted. Only these 2 lines are automatically deleted, right? So that builds up like the real scarcity. If your coupon is not valid after 2 hours, you do not want people to be coming over to your website and just be redirected anywhere else, and get disappointed because the offer is no more working. You can clearly tell them, hey, it's not available anymore, and hence the message has also expired. That's why we call it self-destructing messages. Moving on to the next, we have Twitter tweet embed. Now you can simply enter your Twitter profile to let users kind of follow you up. When you enter Twitter URL, what we do is essentially pull in all of your Twitter feed from Twitter, and we're going to embed that particular tweet onto your profile. So what it helps you do is it helps to show people up that you have this tweet coming in. Okay, so this is not a Twitter tweet that I have. Okay, so let me save this one. I don't know which website is that, but there, it's got it. So simply copy this one and paste it over here, right? And it's going to load the preview for me. So this is how it's going to look up in the email. Now you can use this up to grow your Twitter followers. What you can do is you can tell them, hey, I just tweeted below, and you can check out my tweet. When they click on this, you can kind of redirect them to the original tweet, and they can simply engage with the tweet up over there. The next one similarly is called YouTube embed. You can simply choose to add any YouTube video over here. You simply add the link, and it is going to show up the preview automatically. Let me just quickly see if I can pull out a preview very quickly from. Okay, now this is a good channel. Let me check Russell Brunson. Okay, now let's say I want to add this Chris Records video. Okay. I simply got to copy this up, and it's going to load the preview for me again. This is how this is the card which is going to show up in the emails now when I embed this up. Now I got a lot of questions. Usually where people ask me, hey, which one is better? Is the YouTube embed better or the autoplay videos better? And where is it that people should use any of them? Now here's the golden tip, guys. You want to use autoplay videos when you want people to be redirected to your web page, which may or may not be carrying the video to that made your user visit that page. You want to use that when you want traffic on your web page. With YouTube embeds, it only sends them to YouTube or plays the video within that email for Gmail's recipients. Okay, when you want video views, you can send them to YouTube embed. When you want people to visit your web page, you want to send them to through the autoplay videos. That's the essential difference. Coming to the second part, we have Vimeo embed. Simply copy paste the Vimeo video link, and it will generate the preview automatically. The next one is Google Map embed. You can simply copy the location over here, right? And you can see a big preview over here. Now this is a good thing because if you're holding up any event or if you're holding up anything, you can send them an instant location via the email itself with a preview that's over there, and you can send them a title alongside the title. So I can say, hey, this is the LetX HQ office, and I can just enter the location over here from the LetX HQ maps.google.com, and people can simply click on this to get the directions totally. The next one is Twitter embed, Instagram embed. I'm sorry. simply embed any Instagram feed, and you can kind of again ask people to hey, look at my Instagram recent picture. If you want to follow and share that or with your friends or send us a message to anyone, simply just click on that particular thing. So now let's say it's gonna load the preview for me automatically, right? That's what you use essentially for your Instagram followers or Instagram engagement on your Instagram for pictures that you had. The next one similarly is what we have for Pinterest embed, and then it's the Twitter timeline embed. Okay, so now the Twitter handle, let's say, is called Triple19, and I want to pull the last 3 tweets. Okay, and it's going to put up my last 3 tweets, okay, which I can scroll through as well. Similarly, then we have a GIF embed. You can choose a GIF from the media that you want to embed. So I want to, let's say, this kind of a GIF. I want to show it to everyone. I can add title which says "I love you." Okay. And then you can ask them to be detected on a custom URL. Okay, now this is what that you can embed in your images now. Now similarly, we have something called image embed. You can embed an image as well, just like you would embed a GIF, and you can add a title which says all elements, and you can redirect them to a custom thank you page URL. Now that's what we all have in terms of elements. I know it's pretty much too much. That's why we call it an all-in-one suite, wherein you have pretty much every kind of an element to let your users interact with your emails, convert through your emails, and help you get more engagement on your emails. So that's all what we have in the elements. The next that we have is called My Links. With My Links, what it essentially does is it helps you create kind of clogged URLs when you want to send. So if you've been doing some email marketing for some while now, you know that you should not just send them should not just send people to the final destination URL just like that. Your email autoresponders are going to ban you, and you're not going to see a lot of performance on emails like that. Your emails might as well land in spam if you're not clocking your URLs the right way. So we usually suggest everyone to clock the URLs, and we ourselves use this our own link clocker to send every email that we get, and we usually get a really, really good conversion rate on the emails typically. So let's say I want to send people to my website, Let'sMailBox.io, right? So I can simply add in the URL. I have an option to choose the redirect type. Now, we've got 3 different types of redirects. One is a JavaScript redirect, one is an iframe, one is a server-side redirect. Okay. If I talk about the difference in these 3 types of redirects, you want to use a JS redirect when you're particularly sending to an affiliate URL, let's say. Okay. So if you want to send people to a URL which is not yours, or if it's a US, which is like a affiliate URL, you want to use the JS redirect. For iframe, you want to particularly use this one up when you want only your final URL to be displaying in the address bar. If you ask me, I use an iframe redirect for my affiliate URLs most of the times. I use a JavaScript redirect for any other third-party kind of a URL which I do not own. And I use a 301 redirect, which is like a server-side redirect, which is the fastest as well for my own links. That's how you should also typically use. These are the best settings to use. Ideally, you can just use JS redirect for almost everything, and you'll be always safe. Now, you can also enter the meta title and the meta description for social shares, and you can choose the meta image as well. And then you can choose the domain name. You have an option to use your own white label domain name by pointing it to our dashboard. You'll find these settings over here in the settings icon in the white label domains. But you can use ours as well. It's LetMailBox.me, and simply add in your brand name. So let's say my brand name is Let's Pinio, and when you're asked to add the slug, let's say I say free trial, right? And you can simply add remarketing pixels as well. Now that's a good thing. If Now these are the good options to use for a link locker. One, you can choose to define how do they look on social media. Okay, you can always change their entire look and feel. Second, you can be saved from any bans from any autoresponder by using different types of redirects. Third, you can choose to customize your own link and make it look like whichever the way you want it to look like. Fourth, you can fire any remarketing pixel when someone clicks on that particular link. So they are also added to your Facebook custom audience or Google's audience, wherever you want to add them up. Fifth, you know where are you getting every click from, and you can practically track everything up. So as soon as you click on save, the link is going to be made in real time, and you can post it on Facebook, Twitter, Social Plus, Google Plus, I'm sorry, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and practically anywhere. Or you can simply click on this button over here to copy the link. As soon as you click on OK, you redirect it back to all links section. If I take a look at any link, so you see this is the destination URL, the type is open in iframe, the clogged URL is this, and this was created on this. I've already gotten 533 clicks on this. You can just choose to share this or copy the link or take a look at the report. Now take a look at the report, guys. Now this is the fifth advantage of using clogged URL. You exactly know how are you getting all the clicks, and you get to know where are you getting these clicks from. So I see that I have gotten over 282 clicks from the United States itself. And again, you can download this as a PDF report. So if you're an agency holder, if you have the commercial license, it really helps a lot to you guys. Then we have the your library, which is essentially a collection of all of your links. Your images and videos. And then you have Usign library, which you can do via an integration tab over here. What you can do is you can simply integrate it with Usign and pull all of the images that you have made in Usign back over here. And then you have a pixabay search. You can simply select anything. So I can say I want to write sunset, and you will get the CC0 enabled free stock images around sunset, which you can add in your emails very quickly. And then we have a tenor GIF search. You can just write, say, hey, hello, and you'll get relevant GIFs which says, hey, are you there, kind of stuff. Simply click on write, and you can add to library in just one click. Now that's as easy as it gets. And all of these are like already enabled in the dashboard. Coming to the editor, you have an option to kind of use an advanced image editor to kind of edit your images. So let's say I want to be editing my images. So I simply choose it from library, or I have an option to upload one of them, right? And what you can do is you can write a text to it. So I can text says, hey, do you know me? I can choose the practically anything, right? And I can apply text as many times as I want to, or I can just simply click on apply. There are a lot of more options over here. Okay, I can mimify this image. I can add stickers to this image, right? So maybe let's say if I want to give myself a bow, I can do that. Okay, I can also kind of change the size and everything. Put it over here. All right. Practically do anything, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just. Oops. I'm just going across that picture. That's really bad. Damn it. Okay. I can also change the lighting, color, sharpness, focus, blemish, white and red eye, draw, practically everything that you have as an availability in terms of an image. Everything is like it. You can click on save. Okay, sorry. Ooh. I simply click on save, and this is going to be saved for me now, and I can add it to my library in one click again, and I can import it to make any kind of an element, right? Or you simply download this image as well. So this works as a full-featured image editor as well for you directly in your LetMailBox dashboard. If I click on edit this image, it will be edited again, or you can choose to save it in library again. Simply just let me save it in library. Then we have the settings icon in the domain profile. You have an option to remove the branding, starting the pro version, which is the OTO one. And you have the account private key, and then you have your website name. You can also add your white label domains over here, and you can simply follow these steps to kind of point them up to yourself. Or what you can do is you can add an add-on user. Now all the latex dashboards are mostly multi-account, multi-user enabled, and similarly in this one as well, you can give this particular dashboard a sub-user with different kind of roles. So let me just give my colleague over here, Yogesh, access to this dashboard. Let's say yogesh@letreach.com, and then I have access to add different kind of user roles as well, guys. So I can make him an admin, I can make him an editor, I can make him an analyst based on what kind of roles you want to give to your sub-user. An admin can practically do everything. An editor will only be able to change the links, make new elements, edit those elements, but will not be able to do any kind of admin setting. Analyst will only be able to just look at everything and like look at the reports, analytics, and everything, but not be able to do anything practically out there. As soon as I click on send email, this email ID is going to be sent an email with an invitation, which will say, "Hey, Vipul has invited you to be a sub-user on his LetMailBox dashboard. Simply click on this button below to accept the invitation." And once he accepts that, he is in the dashboard. A good part here is I can practically add as many sub-users as I want to for different accounts that I have, which I have in my LetMailBox master account. Now, what's really good for agency users is, now let's say if you have 5 clients and if you have added 5 accounts for those 5 clients, and if you have added all 5 of those clients into the respective dashboards, none of the clients are going to know that who are the other clients who have access to the other dashboards in this same panel. And every data that they have is going to be segregated for all of them, wherein there's going to be practically nothing which is going to happen. But I think, all of this is an option with the agency. And similarly, my links is an option with the pro version, and the advanced customization is also a version, a feature of the pro version. But essentially, that's all what we have for the LetMailBox orientation walkthrough in terms of the dashboard. Now let me just go ahead into the questions and take on the questions one-on-one and see what all questions do I have, and kind of answer everything up all through. You guys can start putting your questions in the box over here, and I'll be taking on to them one-on-one all through them. So I'm just scrolling through the questions to find the questions, and let me just answer them up. We have a lot of people here on the call. That's a really good thing. I love to engage with all of our users, and we are always available, guys. If you have any issues, just contact support or contact any one of us. We're like hell-bent to make it happen for you guys. Everything that we have achieved in our marketing online, we want to make that happen. Same thing happened to you guys. It's like an environment that we want to build. We're building up. Okay, so I have the first question, which says, what's the difference between element review and HTML code? From Yoshihito. I hope I'm pronouncing the word the right way. So Yoshihito, as I said before, you use the element review if you want to be copying pasting that element into your email service provider directly. So if I want to break this down, you want to use the element preview copy when you want to put it in Gmail, AOL, Outlook, or Zoho Mail, or any mails like these. And you want to use the HTML code when you're editing the code. So if you're using your autoresponder to do a broadcast emailing, you want to use the HTML code. If you want to send an individual email, use the preview option. So this, I hope I was clear, and you can put in your further questions if you want to ahead. The next question is, how do you tell how many mails were sent to get a better idea of TGR? So John, I'm sorry, essentially what we can only tell you is how many clicks did we receive, because you practically send the emails from your autoresponder and not from LetMailBox. We just give you elements to add on the top to make your emails even better further. Going to the next question again, Rob says, can you edit an element instead of cloning it? So Rob, we had an option to kind of add the option to edit it as well. And if you would have been on other LetEx products, you would know that we always have an option to edit the campaigns and make them like really intuitive and easy for you to use. But then we had a challenge over here. When you send an email out, if you send it up, most of the ESPs, for example, Gmail and all, they tend to cache that email up. If your email is practically cached, even if you go ahead and edit the element, we
cannot really change this up and reflect this in the end user's email practically. And that's why we chose to not give an option to click on the edit to save the users from this particular caching issue that every other email auto service provider has got today. And that's the essential reason why we didn't build the edit function. And but yes, you have an option to clone everything, definitely. So even if you want to just go ahead and replace the code, you can typically do this very easily. Going further on the questions, Eva asked, can we upload our own or clients' videos that are not uploaded on YouTube? Definitely, Eva. You can simply drag drop from a computer to our dashboard, and that video will be processed in just a few minutes based on how long is that video. And accordingly, you can just place it in your emails. You can use any one of your videos or your clients' videos practically. Essentially, just make sure you have a commercial license to use this. Okay, Mukesh, I'm sorry. Yes, the video did break in between. I didn't know it. I don't know what happened. I told you I have a bad internet today. There was a thunderstorm here in New Delhi. You seem to be an Indian too. You might be knowing this phase over here in North India. But then, yes, there will be a replay for sure. In any case, we have our customer support desk and the growth desk always available. So if you have any questions, feel free to PM me, put it in the group, or ask the support out there. But yes, there's going to be replay for sure. So Stanley asks, can I choose which part of the video I upload to be the GIF? Not really, Stanley. I'm sorry about this. But we have an online video editor, which I think we were giving away as a bonus. You can use that, or practically there are many online available to simply trim your video, to the parts that you want to make converted into the GIF and be processed with our platform. But currently, our platform does not really support, and ask to give you the option to choose which part of the video you want to convert as a GIF. The idea is this: when you upload a video, we typically want the end user recipient to be feeling like he's actually watching the video from the beginning. And that's why we do not typically cut this off anywhere, and we show it from the beginning itself. And this kind of really doesn't break the UX as well from the end user. I hope I'm able to answer your question. Moving forward to the next question, Yoshihito says, when you upload the video, can it be just the first 15 seconds of the video? So Yoshihito, practically it's still the first 10 seconds only. Sorry. The idea behind this is to keep the GIF and the video size really low. You don't want to be going ahead and adding GIFs of very heavy sizes into emails, because Gmail is not going to render that properly up otherwise. And hence, we only take up the first 10 seconds of the video and convert that into a GIF, so it looks like it's a video being autoplayed. Moving forward to the next question by Ben. Who are the emails sent to your own email list? Well, Ben, I do not really get your question thoroughly. I don't really follow it. But then I think you're trying to ask, can you send this to, can you send any emails with elements to all your emails of one particular email? You can practically send this to, or broadcast this to all the emails that you have, or just send it to one of your email addresses. Just use it the way you want to do it. I just mentioned that if you want to use it with the broadcast, go and copy the code. If you want to use it for individual emails, go and copy the preview. So Rob says, can you put a start button on these videos, as it might have a better shot of getting it pushed? Well, Rob, there's a reason why we didn't add the start button. If you put a start button, you cannot practically kind of give user a feeling that the video is already playing. We currently want to give the user a feel that the video is already playing, and he needs to click on the unmute button to kind of visit the video or the page where you want the user to be redirected to. The play, if you play the video and if you put a play button on top of it, it looks like a little irrelevant for the user to kind of click. I'm sorry, and the user kind of does not go ahead click on the video. The end goal of adding these autoplay videos is to get clicks out of it to your web page, and that's hence the mute button essentially. And we've kind of tested this as well. We've used a number of tools that let you add a play button, but these never had as many clicks as we have on our platform. By adding the mute button. That's why we call it the legendary mute button technology. Okay, just scrolling through the questions. Of course, would like to see how to use the HTML code in an ESP. So Sangeeta, you do not use the HTML code essentially in an ESP. You use that in an email autoresponder. You know, we have a lot of videos for most of the email autoresponders to let you know how do you add this. Essentially, what you do is you simply open the code or drag drop an HTML block to your email and copy paste it. It's that simple. But still, if in case you're not able to use this ever in with any of your autoresponders, we're always here to help. Can you create a full email, multiple elements in that mailbox, and then copy the element all at once, or do you have to copy and paste each element? So, Jason, you have to practically copy. You have to make all of these elements in LetMailBox, and then you can simply copy paste all of these elements one by one in your emails. We do not give an option to kind of club all of them all at once and add them to the email at once. And the reason behind this is because we want to be in sync with your emails HTML as well. You know, usually when you write HTML, that's like a different way you write it. But when you write it in a way that you want to send it in emails, you want to write it in a manner so that it does not look spammy to the end user. And that's the reason why you know, we use different kind of classes and text, and hence you should be adding all the elements one by one so that it fits perfectly in your emails in the right place. And then you need to all do all of them one by one, but it's like simple copy paste you know, in your code all once after other. Hmm. So Trian, I hope Michael. You know, I got a question. Does this work with Kurtzra? I really haven't tried Kurtzra way before, but I can explore this up and come back to you later on. By trying Kurtzra, I will not have may not have access to Kurtzra. I know this is a new platform by Frank Kern and Mike Filsam, but I'm yet to try this out thoroughly. But we can let you know about this. I'm sorry, I do not have info about Kurtzra as yet. Can I use this with Zenlane or my website email system with Coaches Console? So Zenlane does not really support adding any HTML element. Uh, I'm sorry. So even if you would want to add any custom HTML from outside the source, you cannot add it in Zenlane. I'm not sure why Zenlane removed this option, but you can practically not use any HTML with Zenlane anymore with the new update, and hence Let Mailbox also would not work over Zenlane. Practically any HTML would not work over Zenlane. It's not just Let Mailbox; it's across the world. Coming to the coaches console, I'm not sure if you are able to add HTML to this because I've never used coaches console. But most of the email sending tools allow you to edit the HTML. So if you're able to allow the editing the HTML, you can simply just you know, copy paste the code anywhere in the email, and you'll get the preview right over there. With so Gary says, how many options can you have in a poll? So Gary, you can have as many options as you want to have in the poll. It's totally up to you, but I personally recommend not having more than 5 or 6 because that kind of overwhelms the user and you do not really get a vote out from a poll. So you can have as many as you want to, but practically I suggest not having more than 6. Can you create an email header with this program? Yes, Yusahito. We have something called image embed, as I showed you. We have the autoplay videos. We have the polls. You can practically use any of these to create your email headers. Or we have something called a footer widget as well, which you can practically use to create your email headers as well, if you would want to use them up. We just call it footer widget because we find its use case the best over there. But yes, you can use the platform to create your email headers. Okay, John. John says bad example. Whipple, Hillary versus Trump. That may be a bad example. I just read a lot about this online, so I just kind of thought to use this up. No offense altogether, totally. So Mark asks, can the form auto-populate the email addresses since we already know it? Not really, Mark, because you need to understand. When you say you know it, it's your autoresponder which knows it, and it's your ESP that knows it. It's not LetMailBox that knows it. Practically it cannot auto-populate because there's no connection or sync between your email autoresponder and LetMailBox all through. You're just adding an HTML code from here to particularly there, and that's why you are practically not able to kind of get the email addresses all through directly. So but yes, we're working on a way to kind of get you the email addresses as well when someone clicks over anything. We're still looking into this, but at this moment you cannot, and the reason is a technology based limit, which is not on our end but on the practicality autoresponder and everyone else end. Can the form integrate with autoresponders? Yes, Jason. You can practically embed the form, the Q&A form that you add with any of your autoresponders. As I said, it does not work with Infusionsoft because Infusionsoft doesn't allow adding a form to your HTML. The kind of filter that HTML all through automatically. But with most of the other autoresponders, it definitely works. So Matthew says this is very, very good. Thank you, Matthew, for your kind words. We hope that it adds effects to your email marketing totally. Can you really integrate the submit form with your autoresponder? Yes, Yoshihito. As I said, you can practically integrate the submit form with autoresponder. We ourselves have been using this with our ones for a while now, and we're getting some really, really kick-ass click rates and information from the users when we want it. Can you post the answers to an API? That's like an advanced question, Jeff. Practically, we would have an API, but I'm not sure how do you want to push this up to an API endpoint. We can discuss this through just ping me on Facebook or put up a question support, and we can take this further on your question. Or if you can put up explain your question down below, just let me know. So Mark says, can the form auto-populate the email address since you already know? I think this is a repeat from by Mark itself himself by mistake. So just gonna be skipping that. Someone else asked, for polls and Q&As, can we download a list of everyone who responded along with their answers? So Jason, as I said, we practically do not know the email address of anyone who's responding back. So all we know is how many people voted for what kind of the question answer or what kind of thing in the poll. And that's why we're kind of limited over there, and we can just let you know, hey, what's the option that won the poll. Similarly for Q&As, there's a reason why we add the email address over there. But again, as I said, we're working on a technology or something wherein we're seeing how can we add the email address as well by default to it, and we should be able to get back to you on it as and when we have a word from the core technology team and the integrations team when they are talking with the other autoresponders. Speaking, coming to the next question, how many and which third service providers do I need to work with LetMailBox? So, hi, you can practically use this up with any email autoresponder that you want to use it with, or you can use this up with like Gmail, AOL, Outlook, or any of the servers that you use. It's up to you. How do you want to send emails? If you want to send like private emails, you can use Gmail and other services. If you want to send like broadcast emails, you can use like any of the autoresponders. Okay, so the next question is there a way is there a way to specify a different background color for each element? So email has a full page with background. Okay, I don't really know what you mean by that, but most of the elements have advanced customization options enabled. But if you're talking about the background of the entire element, that's kind of like a fixed thing up. And that's the reason why we have a border around that kind of background. So it really places your element, with a different look and feel and gets your users to engage with those elements all through. Okay, no sound once again. And then the audio is back. Okay, someone says good, very good, good going. I love this tool. Thanks, man. Thanks, Cred. I saw great increase. Whoa. Repeat timer. I think I did that already on the form screen. Okay, guys, just scrolling through the comments. Jeff says, can we make the fields mandatory? I don't know, Jeff, which fields do you want to make mandatory? Uh, but I think most of them are mandatory already if you want people to be filling in them. But if you could just mention which fields are mandatory. Varga says, "Hey, I missed the first 39 minutes. No worries, man. We should be able to get you a replay, so you will have it all together." Oh, yeah, Matthew, you will have the replay too. Almost everyone is going to be having the replay. Just make sure you guys are in the Facebook group, and that's when you can, you can be into it totally. Is a color bar in call to action button? Yes, Credy, you can change the background color of the call to action button if that's what we meant to ask. Eugene says, "Awesome presentation. Thank you, Eugene." Is let mailbox data and security confirm? So hi, I'm not sure what you mean to us with this, but at app and every data that we send over the API. So we use an API for let mailbox to receive every data point, and all of that is like HTTPS. It's like SSL encrypted. So all of the data that you're be sending out to anyone is like practically totally secured and safe, and there's no scope for vulnerability. Yeah, Matthew, you'll get a replay for sure. And yeah, clients interrupt everyone, but that's the way of business. It's like good one. How and where do I embed the code? So Maddie, you simply copy the code and place it in your email or responder. And if you go to help.letmailbox.com, you'll see a lot of videos on how to place them up in your emails, and you can simply go ahead and put this up. Okay, so does the offer begin when they pen the offer? Is it possible to set up the self-destructing offer to begin the timer at the time of the person opens the email? Not really, Brian. The usually we use the self-destructing messages when you have a limited time for anyone to have. You cannot kind of really self-destruct the message after someone opens the email. Uh, you typically do it at the particular moment, but that's like a really good option, which I'm thinking through as you said it. So I'm just going to be going back, looking at more use cases into this. If it looks makes sense, I'm going to go ahead and make this up for you guys. Charcook says, really cool feature, self-destructing messages. Thanks, man. Can you show a sample message of message self-destructing? Yes, I can totally. So just make up a self-messaging up. Let me go ahead into the questions first, and just remind me once again correctly. I'll show you a sample myself. I'll show it up to you right in the webinar. Char says, very helpful going through features and explanations, Ripple, but can I have the replay as I missed the first 30 minutes? Yes, sure, you will have it. Yes, guys, everyone's going to have the replay for sure. Jim, the maximum length of the video that you can insert is practically anything, but we'll automatically trim it to the first 10 seconds to keep your GIF light. Yes, I hope so. It's being recorded, guys. I can see that the recording button is on, but then it's technology and I can never commit, but you guys are covered always. Yes, Donald, you can put as many elements in your emails, but here's my golden tip. You do not want to put more than 3 to 4 elements in one email that you send out if they are very big ones. I practically recommend using not more than three, as it keeps my email light and yet interactive with most of my users. So Dean, we're going to upload this replay video most likely in the Facebook group. So that's where you will have it available over there. Rest, if you talk about the tutorials, you already have most of the walkthrough already added over there. No, Gregory, when you want to share a link that you make through my links, you have an option to simply click on share, and you can just go ahead and put this up anywhere that you want to put it upon, and you're like all covered over there. There's no further steps, nothing. Just simply click on the button and simply post. That's it. How about YouTube links? Should you convert them? Not really, Ben. I typically put the YouTube links naked because that's like a highly trusted one, and unless you want to kind of track the clicks that you get on the YouTube links, you do not want to kind of convert them. Yes, the recording will be sent out to everyone. Well, Gene, most of the times the users do not have HTML emails turned off. There are only a few cases when the users are have this option turned off. But then if the users have this HTML email option turned off, most of your email is going to be getting filtered. And it's not just with LetMailBox, it's going to be with anything. And that's how it goes. Yes, Jeff, if you want to add a client up there, you typically add them as a sub-user in their own dashboard. So you first add their own account, and then you add them as a sub-user in the account. We have a video in the help.letmailbox.com, which clearly depicts on how to add your users to the to your agency users to your to their own dashboards, and how to set their agency accounts up. Now, speaking of this agency account, guys, I have something for you guys. So we had a launch special offer when we released LetMailBox, and we had this pro version available and the agency version available, after the front end at a very time limited offer for the lifetime deal. We typically close that pricing up, and the offers are no more available to you guys anymore. But then we thought of opening this up, particularly on the webinar, because I see there are a lot of guys who are asking me questions about agencies and the pro features, but they do not really have it. And I do not want to kind of limit them up over there. So we already have kind of built it up for you guys, when we have this particular thing which says get lit, wherein we have something called pro version. It's available for $67 to $77 at a launch special pricing, but only for a limited time now. You can get this one if you want to get this up while being on the call itself, right? So I'm just going to put the link over here. Over here in this chat box. So I'm going to write get pro at launch special pricing. Okay, guys, if you want to get the launch special pricing, you really want to be getting onto this one. Let me just also edit this quickly over here, and let me add the link. You go to this link if you want to get the pro version, the launch special pricing, and this is the last time you can get the pro version. With the pro version, you get the option to customize your elements with advanced features. You get the option to create new clogged URLs. You typically get a lot more options. You also have the option to turn off the branding, and you get the commercial license as well. And you get the detailed reports as well, only on the pro version. So you really want to miss out on it now that you know how powerful it is, and it's only available for this price during the launch special pricing at a limited time. And then we have agency. We have also thought of opening up the agency version. At the launch special pricing of $97 only, with access to unlimited clients. Now that's like crazy price for an agency, guys. You really don't want to miss out on this one, because you're not going to see this ever again, ever after this launch at this price for sure. For that matter, I think we're going to be closing the agency really soon. So if you want to get the agency at this price, you simply go to get agency at, if you get it at launch special price of $97, that's like the last time when you can get this on up now on this launch special on this webinar itself. And then we have Academy, wherein we talk about the best ways on how we use email marketing for, and what are the best ways and what all we have learned all through email marketing. We're going to be talking about the 3 E's of email marketing: email optimization, copy optimization, profit maximization, and all that stuff. Again, it's only available for a limited time now. So you really want to get on all the upgrades before we close them up after the webinar ends. At this limited time lifetime deal offer, you get the pro version where you get the commercial license, full developer license, you get the link locking full featured section, you get to brand your own URLs, you get to see the detailed reports, you get to switch off the branding, you get to do the advanced customization of all the elements, all of them at pro for a one-time limited price of $7. And then you have an agency for $97 where you can give access to unlimited of your clients. Now this is the right way to build your business. You know that local clients pay up a lot of money, and you get the full agency rights with this, and you also get a lot of information on the best ways to go and sell this to your clients. You can create multiple users, multiple accounts. We also give you the landing page templates, presentations, invoice templates, work agreements, websites, email swipes, everything. All of this at just $97 with unlimited outsourcers license. And then you have Academy at about $37, where you get a dedicated live training like on this webinar we did on the best ways to do email marketing through us. Again, guys, I've put the links in the chat. You can note them down through as well. I'm simply going to let me just make up a new slide so that it's easy for you guys to kind of look at them. Let's open these URLs up and get your pro agency and academy at the lifetime offer only during this webinar. Now, let me get back to the questions right now while you guys can take a look and see if you want to get ahead with the upgrades as well. Okay, coming back to the questions. Keith says, which SMTP service is the best for importing mass accounts and used with the embeds this program offers? So Keith, you can practically use any SMTP, but we mostly recommend upon SendGrid and Mailgun as SMTPs. You can also use Amazon SES if they allow you to send multiple emails, but typically Amazon SES is like very limited to what they let people send. So we practically use Mailgun and SMTP.com or SendGrid.com. So you can use them up all through. Is there a way to upload your contacts and emails? Well, Ben, you do not really want to upload your own contacts and emails because, as I said, we give you the elements to add on the top of your emails and do not really give you the option to send emails on the dashboard itself. So Mary says, can you use multiple elements in the single email? Yes, Mary, as I said before, you can practically use as many elements as you want to use in your emails, but you really don't want to go ahead and do more than 3 to 5 in an email. I practically use not more than 3 in my emails. So Adriana says on my end, Adriana, I'm not sure what's the issue, but you can kind of submit a ticket with us and we should be able to look into it for you. So Mary says, when a person goes live somewhere on the question the store at your place, what's the procedure? So Mary, anytime when someone fills in a Q&A, you see that as a part of your reports for that element type, and you can simply export that report and import it in your autoresponder if you want to sync it with your autoresponder. It's like an easy option to do. Looking at the white label clock domain option in order to link locking, will it work while pointing DNS? If I change my DNS, am I concerned about the website not working? So John, you do not really want to change the DNS of a website. What you need to do is just create a new subdomain maybe from your domain registrar and point it to our platform then. If you do not know how to create a subdomain on your platform, you can kind of contact the support with us and we will help you throughout to kind of do it for you on our own. So Mary says, when I ask questions, best are for the webinar, satisfied or not, where to get the answers and how to access the information. So Mary, as I said, this is all a part of the reporting for that element. you get to see which is the which option won the most, and how's it going for each one of your options, and you'll get to see the daily reporting right in the LetMailBox dashboard itself. So Ben says broadcasting LetMail on my own emails either is a great, but I didn't see a training on how that's done in the webby. So Ben, you don't really broadcast the email right from LetMailBox. You essentially add it to your autoresponder, or you add it to your Gmail and then send emails out through your own autoresponder. Can you add SendReach to your autoresponder list? Well, John, we can look at SendReach. I haven't really heard much about SendReach as such, but yes, definitely you can look at it. And if SendReach allows, we don't really need to add it to our list. You can practically just copy paste the elements and use it in your SendReach account. Well, Larry, yes, it is totally compatible with MailChimp, except for the, I think, the form elements, because MailChimp doesn't allow forms in emails, but otherwise it's like totally compatible. And we, all the elements that you make with LetMailBox, you can add them to your MailChimp account or emails. Okay, Valerie says, well, it will work with systems like Lead Kahuna and Discover. I haven't really heard of Lead Kahuna, and I'm not sure about Discover. We haven't tested this through Valerie, but I would say that you set up a ticket on help.letmailbox.com, and we'll check it out and let you know. So James says, thanks for answering my question about Kartra. I will test it out also. This is an awesome program. Thank you for letting us get access to it. Lots of fun and a cool way to wake up emails. Oh, totally, Jen. Even we are equally excited about this to happen, and we are already getting some really good results. So I'm sure you will as well get it. Donald's asks, doesn't with work good with MyMailIt? Yes, Donald, it works. It works. It works totally cool with MyMailIt. I'm a good friend of Mike Thomas, and we kind of tested this all throughout. And if you go to help.letmailbox.com in the knowledge base, we'll also see a video on how to get this working with MyMailIt. Do you know if this works with Better Days MyMailIt platform? Yes, Ted, as I said before, it works with MyMailIt. And we also have the video on how does it work with MyMailIt. Since we have a lot of guys asking for this, let me also put this up in the chat itself on how to get this working with MyMailIt. Just give me 1 second. I go to help.letmailbox.com, and okay, with MyMailIt. Yeah, Donald says, love your training. Thanks. Thank you so much, Donald. David says, other than forms, are there any known limitations with Infusionsoft? No, David, there are not any known limitations with Infusionsoft other than forms. And the reason why it doesn't work with forms is because Infusionsoft doesn't allow adding an input tag in the HTML email that they send out to. Other than this, everything works kick-ass with Infusionsoft totally. Yoshihito says that, do you have any strategies to use LetMailBox along with LetSpin? Oh yes, totally, Yoshihito. Most of the tools that we build are always interconnected, and it's a great question that you asked. So what I essentially do is now, everyone who has not clicked on my email in the last 30 days or last 15 days, I have started to send them an email which says, hey, would you mind if I give you 100% off on my new product? And in the email, I send them this autoplay GIF, which is showing them that they can play a wheel and get the 100% off on my next product or on one of my existing offers. Right? They go to my page. I usually give them 30% off when they enter the email address. But the idea is that they get activated again. But this is one way. Another way that I use it with is everyone who signs up on using Let's Pin You on my list. I kind of send them an email with LetMailBox elements, which mostly comprises of video which says, thank you for joining my platform. We are helping to make it happen for you. And if you want to take any look, just click on this video over here and go ahead, check out what we have for you. So you can practically use these two hand in hand, and it's like a really, really deadly combination for you to use. And you can expect your rates to go way higher. So just collect as many leads as you want to through Let's Venue, and then nurture them through LetMailBox. You will be on the top. So Mary says, what information do you handle? Is the IP of the person who has clicked that you use for the statistics? Yes, Mary, we use the IP of the person for the information that we build over the click statistics, and that's how we're able to get the information. Jill says, thank you for this training. It is really helpful. You're always welcome, Jill, and I appreciate you for the kind words. Rajiv says, can we upload and use our own video? Yes, Rajiv, you can use your own videos as well. Other than the YouTube videos, simply drag drop them into the dashboard or upload them at the click of a button, and it's all sorted for you. Jeff says fields in the Q&A. Okay, I think it's the follow-up thing which you are writing over here by saying it's mandatory. I really have to check if they're mandatory. I think they're already mandatory altogether. I think they are optional, but I need to check, Jeff, as I kind of didn't really think about this, to be honest. I think they are really. I mean, they are mandatory at this moment, but I need to check. A nice question. Rajiv says you're audible. Yes, Rajiv. Credy says in a call to action element, can you put in a color chart? So select a color rather than knowing the color code. I think we already have the color code over there, Credy. But let me kind of note this up for myself in my diary to check it for you, and I'll let you know. I think it's already there, but I think it's one of my extensions which is not showing this up, but I think it's already there, totally ready. Okay, so Marcus asked me what's the group name. Let me. Oh, yeah, just give me 1 second. I lost the question. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm just scrolling down to this question. I don't know how did it scroll up to the top altogether. I don't want to lose any question, and I want to answer every one of these. So I want to make sure that I'm top of it. Okay, so Varga says Facebook group name, please. Let me just go to my Facebook and put the group link for you. I think I misspelled it. Yeah, I did. Okay, guys, you can join the Facebook group using this link. I'm sending it to everyone in the chat. Okay. Brian says clarification of my earlier question. Can a self-destructing message offers to begin when the email is open? This is 2 hours when the time since the time when the email it is open. Yes, Brian, I got your question previously, but at this moment it only works on a certain time period. I see that you have an interesting proposition, so I'm going to be thinking more on the use cases for it. And if this looks valid, I'm going to be pushing this through the product roadmap for sure. But at this moment, you can show it up, and you can destruct the messages based on a dedicated timestamp. Raju says, got it. Thank you. Hike says, thank you so much, Apple. Great tool. Yes, Dean, I have sent the Facebook group link in the chat, like here in the questions. You can simply scroll up over there and kind of join the group up. I'll also send this to you privately over here. So Larry says, why is the replay not going to dashboard and why Facebook? So Larry, we want to keep a dashboard pretty much standard for every user. We have a lot many users coming in from general sales and general signups and several other sources as well. So we want to keep this orientation specific to the people who bought in from our early bird period, as it was like an exclusive giveaway to all of these guys, and hence we want to put it in the Facebook group. We might as well see if you want to put it in the dashboard, but it's going to be pinned on the Facebook group, and we're going to be emailing this as well to you. So don't worry, it will always be in your inbox. Cannot view link for Pro in chat box. No worries, mate. I'm gonna be sending it to you again over here, so you can kind of check it out yourself. So John, the launch has already ended, and if you would see, if you bought the tool at a very cheap price, an affordable one, and on the front end, the price has already gone up, and it's turning recurring as well. For the upgrades expire, and they'll no more be available after a while. We kind of open the upgrades, especially for the webinar viewers. So you only have a limited time to kind of buy them up. But the launch is already ended typically. You cannot get LetMailBox anymore at the launch special pricing. Well, John, you can definitely purchase through PayPal credit. You just need to go to the page, click on the buy now button, and you'll be able to get this through altogether. If you are not able to, simply PM me on Facebook. You can easily find me through the group. I'm always available over there, and I'll help you out through that. Is definitely. Yes, Wayne is going to be replayed for sure. Yes, Dean. The LetMailBox Elite is the FE offer. You have Pro on the OTO 1, and then you have Agency on the OTO 2. So Jeff, you can get access to the Academy in the series of live webinar. We're going to put up a series of live webinars, the schedule for which is going to be announced. It's going to be likely starting the next week. We're going to do a series of webinars where I'm going to take you by the hands and teach you more about the email marketing. And it's going to be a series of live webinars. You'll get the schedule. And great that you just purchased the Academy. Keith says, wow, you answered it so fast. I could not even write on a single URL. Oh, that's okay, Keith. I hope I was able to answer you up over there. Well, Joffrey, we kind of got a lot of requests where people were like, they could not really get this up due to several reasons during the launch special pricing. And we kind of saw a lot of requests when people said, hey, can it be available now at this or now not? So we kind of opened the offer again for the webinar attendees to give them a leverage over everyone else, and that's why the offer is open for the webinar attendees at this moment. How about keeping the offer up for one day? Better after the play. Well, John, we might have to like look into this. I'm not sure if we can keep the offer longer for much time. Like you obviously understand that the cloud platforms incur a lot of cost, and like we have to manage a lot of pricing when we're talking about this. But we're going to be talking internally on how long the pages are open. But then you have an option to take this up while it's public and everywhere. And for the replay users, we're going to see if we are wanting to keep this open at the same pricing or not. There might be an increase in the pricing for the replay viewers. Eugene says, thanks for an informative Webby. You're welcome. Jesse says, I'm using on inbox as my autoresponder. Jesse, I haven't used on inbox ever, and I'm sorry, but I haven't heard of it either. I usually do a lot of products every day. Like I mostly sign up on about 5 to 10 products every week, and I'm hardcore into products, but haven't really heard a lot about on inbox. I'm not sure about this, but we can get it tested for you, or you can simply copy paste an HTML code yourself and try. So Ben says, do I need to get a MailChimp? No, Ben, you can practically use any of the other products. There are multiple cheap ones as well, or there are programs like MyMailIt, which let you pay a one-time fee and then use autoresponders for like forever by just plugging in your SMTP, and that's how it goes. Uh, and you can just start sending broadcasts then. Okay, Jeff confirms that lead Kahuna will take HTML. So yes, Jeff, and whosoever was asking me if it will work with that mailbox, yes, that was going to be working if it takes HTML. Yes, Yoshihito, as long as your autoresponder accepts HTML codes, it is going to work with every one of those. Mine mentioned that in Outlook one needs to view in browser to. So, Grady, I think there's a long guide on which versions of Outlook does it support. I think some versions of Outlook desktop are also supported for most of the elements. But I can put up a link if you want on to about that article. I can find it up one for you. Well, Larry, I think we already have a video on how to get it to work with Mailchimp. Let me kind of see if it's available. Otherwise, I'll get it available for you. Okay, we do not have one for MailChimp short as yet, but then we can always get one made for you for MailChimp definitely. Just let us know in the tickets section and we'll have it there for you. So Geoffrey says, kindly respond to my inquiry above. I think I've already responded to all the inquiries above. Did I miss anything from Geoffrey? Okay, Geoffrey, yeah, I think I responded to your inquiry above, and I hope I was clear. If you have any further questions, you can let me know. Yes, John, you just did put the My Millet link in the help. Right, great job, man. Jeff says thank you. Grady says there is no chart, only box for code. I didn't get it, Grady. Which autosmart are you talking in reference to? Okay, John says great training. Thank you. Thanks for the kind words, John, and really appreciate it. Jeff says thank you for the answers. Great training. Dean says how many email accounts can I use with? Well, Dean, you can practically use as many email accounts as you want to. We're not really limiting it with the number of email accounts, to be honest. It's mostly with the number of domains. If you want to put it on the web pages, so guys, you can put any of these let mailbox elements, by the way, on any of our web pages as well if you want to. So that's like you can practically use it anywhere, not just the emails. And Dean, you can use it with any number of email accounts as you want to. Oh, good to see that you have Pro. Mary says, thank you very much for the webinar. Well, Geoffrey, it's practically very easy to set up your own autoresponder based on which one are you using. I feel that getsendy.com, you can go and Google and write Sendy. It's a very easy one to set up. MyMailit is another one to set up very easy. It's a SaaS platform. Both of these are SaaS platforms. You can just use any one of these, and these are like very cheap ones. If you send out a million emails, it hardly costs about $10, right? So this should come very handy to you. Okay, so we're done with most of the questions. If you have any further, let me know. Feel free to put them up over here in this inbox. Charles says, "Great job, Vipul. Webinar was very helpful. I highly appreciate everyone to be on the call. Again, I would mention if you have any further questions, please feel free to put those in the inbox over here, or feel free to put your feedback as well in the webinar over here. This is the first time perhaps where I am actually taking the webinar on my own. I mostly do it with the partners. I mostly stay on the back end, but I hope we were able to help you out all through, and we were able to give you the right walkthrough onto the webinar. Again, for your reference, you have an option to get onto these upgrades if you want to get access to any of these. These are time limited deals that we open up for webinar attendees especially. Again, I thank you to be on being a part of this orientation webinar. I'm going to be ending this one up soon now, and we'll have the recording as well available to everyone in the Facebook group as well as over the emails. I appreciate you guys taking your time to be on the call, and really, really thank you for being on the call. Good night, guys. Good evening again. Good morning again. Have a great day ahead. And thanks for being on the call. I'm going to be switching the webinar off. Okay, I got some questions, interestingly. So Ben says, it seems like I need training on autoresponders, but I'm not clear. So MailChimp. Yes, yes, Ben, your autoresponder will practically send them out, or your Gmail will send them out. We'll give you the elements that you want to add in your emails, and you can use any one of these. So if you want to be started with email marketing, I suggest you can use MyMailit or Get Sandy, or other very cheap one is MailerLite. So you can simply go and Google MailerLite. That's like a very cheap one. Ron says you did an awesome job. Geoffrey says I purchased my own autoresponder. I get assistance from installed in installing and configuring the same. Yes, Geoffrey, we should be able to help you out if it's not a hassle, and if it's doable on our end. Simply put up a request, and we'll see what we can do about it. Mary says thank you so much for all of your answers. John says I've requested to join the Facebook group and not accepted it. Yes, John, don't worry, I'll accept you up over there, and you'll be in for sure. MailerLite. It's MAI. Let me type it up for you. It's a cheap one. I started my email marketing journey using this tool, and these guys have grown immensely since then. John says great training. Dean says great webinar to go. Thanks. All right, guys. I think I've got most of the questions answered, and it's about time as well that we guys should let you guys be focusing on the email marketing now. I hope you guys are able to use that mailbox ahead and are able to redefine the email marketing and increase the click-through rates. Please feel free to put your outputs in the Facebook group, and it helps everyone else as well to go ahead and grow further. We also have a submit testimonial sections wherein we can feature you upon our case studies and get you guys engaged with most of our audience. We have a lot many people who use a platform, and we have a lot many enterprises as well who use a platform. So it will be great exposure for you guys. Again, I thank you for being a part of this orientation webinar and really appreciate you for taking your time out being here. Good night, guys. Good evening. Have a great day ahead and really enjoy email marketing with LetMailBox. Thank you so much for being on the call.